I've been a sucker for games with great art styles recently. Guildrun with its painterly style like I talked about in the last video. Check it out by the way. Echoes of Mistralia reminds me of Torchlight 2 whenever I play it. Turnbound, comic book stylized art with characters people know but redesigned in such a cool way. Spirit Veil, damn, so nostalgic. Lumentale with its 2.5D sprites with so much character and 3D environments that just take your breath away. Mwah! Actually, you know what? What games do you think has the best art style? Let me know, because I'm always looking for another game to lose my money on. Speaking of losing money, while I was browsing the Steam store to find the latest game to spend the last of my salary on, I had something that caught my eye. I thought I was hallucinating. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a game called Jet Set Radio. For the youngins out there, this was a historical period known as before every game had a battle pass.
I just shit out my ass.
Jet Set Radio is a game that just oozes style. The quintessential Y2K aesthetic that you know and love, lots of vibrant colors, cell shading and graffiti. The point is, the game oozes personality. So, colored me surprised when I found a game that sparked the same feelings I had playing Jet Set Radio. Where do I even begin to describe this game other than absurd? This game looks like someone pitched Tony Hawk, trains, and an anime opening in the same meeting and nobody had the courage to say no. I feel like it's a beautiful amalgamation of different elements that just combines into ADHD heaven. But let me start from the beginning. Just looking at this game at first glance, you wouldn't think it has a story, but it actually does. The game takes place in good old Nippon, Japan, and this world's cities are divided into domes. Connecting them is an underground railway. Cool, right? Well, the game says, fuck that, and just says, yeah, who cares? This is a story about a ramen delivery driver. I've never felt blue-balled when I complete a level quite like this game. It's like a fever dream. When I start, so many things are happening all at once. I'm doing tricks. The environment is crashing around me. I'm grinding on rails on my train. Pause. Yes, you heard me. You can grind rails on your train. Like what? Not only are you going super fast at all times, you can do kickflips, ollies, spins, 360, 1080, 4K, whatever the fuck to increase your score at the end of the level. And if you think that you're only limited to the train on the track, well, that's where you're wrong again. In the first hour of this game, I rode on top of a Ferris wheel, used a pink Godzilla as a ramp, and then kickflipped while on it. I rode on top of a boat, rode the tsunami, and kickflipped the boat. Tony Hawk has been real quiet since this game came out. I really gotta play more, but I feel like at some point you can just do tricks on anything. And let me just emphasize, all of this happens in like the first hour of the game. I haven't even gotten to the later parts, so who knows what else is in store for me. Yep, seems about right. Going back to the art style, can we just talk about the environmental design? Every level feels unique, and before the start of the level, you have a quick montage, just like racing games back then, to give you a gist of what the level is gonna be like. I feel like every stage has its own like vibe and theme, from tropical to more industrial. Everything about this game is like bright and vibrant. Thank fuck for that, because honestly, I'm sick and tired of these dark and edgy games just for the sake of it. Give me back the whimsy that video games are supposed to have. The world is already lifeless and dull, don't make me experience it while I'm trying to relax too. I also appreciate the fact that this game keeps its unique art style. I feel like most big developers are in a race to see who can make the most realistic graphics. And while that's good in some cases, I've seen remakes of old games nowadays push towards a more realistic art style, and it just takes away the personality the old title had. I'm looking at you, Kingdom Hearts. I don't need to see a 4K render of Goofy casting Fireball. I don't need it ray traced. Oh yeah? Gosh, Mickey, I'm 4K. Imagine the scale and complexity of the new engine while keeping the cartoony aesthetic it once had. I saw the trailer and at first glance it just looked like any other modern anime JRPG. I'm curious on where you stand on this, like, would you rather have a realistic graphics or a strong, stylized art direction? Let me know below because I genuinely think style ages better than realism. Rant aside, my point is I'm glad Denshattack and indie games nowadays have strayed from the path that most AAA titles are on, and doing their own thing for the sake of passion and making an incredibly fun game, which I think has been lost nowadays. Everyone now is trying to tell the most compelling story with the most realistic graphics, and while that isn't a bad thing, it's at the cost of gameplay and overall fun factor. Amazing, now I can see every strand of hair. Unfortunately, I'm bored. Games back then were simple and had one goal, to make the game as fun as possible. And I hope these big studios take a look at games like Denshattack and realize what they're sacrificing in order to stay competitive. So yeah, that's Denshattack. I highly recommend you pick the game up. It's now out on Steam. I'm probably gonna hop on and do more levels as soon as this video is done. And I might make a short from how absurd it can get. I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps out the chat. You can always unsubscribe later. I'm also always on the lookout for more games to play, so if you have a game that you can't put down recently, drop it in the comment section. I always read all of them and it lets me know that you watched the video up until this point. I've been Tomo, and I'm proud of you.